Hi, I'm Loren and my company is Intentional Acting. And today I want to talk about something that I've heard all the time that I've been an actor, which is you need to let it go. You need to get on stage and forget about it. Or you need to get in front of that camera and just let it all go and let all your homework go. And I struggled with that for such a long time. Like, how do you do that? And that's really the question that I ask over and over at Intentional Acting. How do you do that? How do you become the character? How do you let technique go? How do you memorize a script? How do you? It's always, because acting is about doing, right? To act, look it up. It's to take action, it's to do something. And then I was working with a student today, and when he's like, well, I wasn't sure what to do, and that completely showed up in his self tape. He didn't know what to do. So I'm like, so we go back to intention, or what are you doing? That's why it's intentional acting. It's all about doing. So let's go back to this. How do you let go of your training? How do you let go of your homework and just get into the flow of a scene? I heard this great story yesterday. It was talking about Japanese calligraphy, which I just think is beautiful. I don't know much about it, but they were talking about how Japanese calligraphy, the way they learn it is such immense detail and practice over and over and over again. So that when you watch someone do this calligraphy, it's like this beautiful writing and it just seems to have this gorgeous flow. But how did you get to the flow? And that's exactly what I think about with acting. It's because our goal is to get in the flow, right? And any artist, that's our goal, is to be in the flow. Like a dancer, I think of a ballet dancer or any dancer. It's just to like let go and be in the flow. It's like a musician, which is, I just love watching a great singer, a great musician on stage. We recently saw John Mayer, like just the way they lose themselves and they get into the flow of the music, right? But in each of these art forms, in order to let go and to be into the flow, they've had to focus on that detail of the training. Like in guitar, it's going to be all those strings and notes and chords and all the detail of that. And in calligraphy, that's what I heard, is that in the Japanese calligraphy, they do immense hours of detail and practice, and it's kind of like a drill sergeant. You do it again, start over and get that note and try that stroke again. And I know that was my experience of playing the piano too, was like playing my scales over and over again, or as a dancer in ballet having to do the bar, and they do the same bar all the time. And it's the detail of doing that that you focus on in your training. So you train to get in the flow so that then when you get up to perform, get in front of a camera, or a musician gets on stage to perform, or a dancer gets on stage to perform, or in front of a camera, all of it means that now I'm not going to focus so much on that detail, but because I've practiced it so much, that detail is in my body. It's second nature. I've internalized it. It's like it's second nature. I've internalized it. So now I don't have to concentrate on that. Now, and I have to trust that that's with me. And it's the same thing with acting. So whatever technique you're studying, I encourage you to think about the detail, okay? And the detail, if it's Meisner, Adler, intentional acting, whatever it is, what is the detail? What is the specificity? I'll give you an example. In intentional acting, we focus on intention. One of the things that we focus on is intention. I'll just use that. And intention, we have a specific formula. What do I need the other person to do or say? So we were in class today, we're talking about to save the birds is not an intention. It would be, what do I need the other person to do or say? So this was a girl talking to a doorman, and she wants the doorman to save the birds. So it's not, her intention's not to save the birds. It's, what do I need the other person? I need the doorman to say, you're right, I'll let you go do what you need to do. Go save the birds. I need the doorman to agree with me. I need them to do something. And it's super specific and detailed. And then the other thing I talk about is that in intention, it's got to be tangible, physical, visceral, and primal. So that when you want somebody to do something, if I want to, you could say that saving the birds is primal, but it doesn't sit, and it's tangible and physical, but it doesn't set into what do I need the other person to do or say. So what do I need the other person to do or say is I need that doorman to agree with me, to help me, to allow me to protest so that I can save the birds. Okay? And that has to be something that I'm listening physically for. It has to be tangible and real, that I see in their face and in their body, that they step aside and let me go. That it's visceral, that maybe there's a feeling inside, like viscera touches my feelings inside. And primal, it has to be really important to me, that primal need, a primal need that we all survive. There's the primal need, right? And I'm thinking it's kind of funny because this is actually a comedy, but I'm getting into the detail of it, right? So you might be getting lost a little bit in all this detail that I'm giving, right? But if we take the time to think about that detail, the specificity of my intention, is it primal? Is it visceral? Is it tangible? Is it physical, right? And so I've done that work, and what I see happen over and over again is that then when you are in front of that camera and in a scene and you're so clear because you've done that detail work, that then you just fight for that intention and it just flows. The flow comes from training. So make sure that you're focusing on the detail and the specificity and on your training, and really commit to that detail so that then when you get in front of the camera, it can flow. All right? Have a great day.